Hey Cancer, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for March 27th, 2025. This is for Cancer. Last shuffle for Cancer. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, Cancer. Okay, so we have travel and we have a consciousness of lack. It seems like for some of you, you may be in a space like something happens and you realize I'm not qualified for this. Like, I'm not going to be able to deal with this kind of whatever it is. In all my travels, right? I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to do that. There's something about you needing to kind of express that and just be like and tell the truth. Like, not to say that you won't tell the truth, right? But this almost looks like you may, in your experience, if you don't know something, you kind of wing it. Okay, this is very mundane, but this goes to pretty much every aspect of life for you, that perhaps you've learned to just like, you fake it till you make it look like you know what you're talking about and learn along the way. Whatever this situation is that may come up today, you can't learn it along the way. And it's like there's something about saying I can't, there's no way to wing it in whatever this is. So the vibe of this is like, I don't know if you guys ever see those memes where someone applies for a job that they're not qualified for, and so there's like the there's a whole bunch of wires and this dude's sweating his butt off, like, they're like, so great, I'm so glad you applied, I'm so glad, we hired you. Now can you please fix the transistor, and this dude is just sweating like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so there's, it's not to say that you're not qualified for a job per se, but there's something about feeling like no matter what you could imagine, you weren't prepared for a situation, but you have already said yes. So Spirit is asking you not to uh, come out and agree to something and you're not very sure. I'm sure I'll figure it out along the way. They're just like, no, tell the, speak your truth. Have hope and say, I hope. I mean, if you show me how to do it, I could do it, kind of vibe. Or if you show me, maybe I could get it together. But no definitive, nothing. No definitive, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that, whatever. Um, but they're telling you, mm, there's something about you needing space, or getting space, or giving someone space, especially if this is romantic. I'm seeing that too, because it's like I need to express my feelings, but I also, it's almost like you need to give that space, let it go. So if this is like a romantic situation or an intimate one, where an intimate doesn't always mean, physically intimate, but like family, good friends, they would ask you to give that space, give them space, back off. Don't try to force it. Like, no, um, I need to have a conversation with you. I need to. It's like, tell them how you feel and then back off. And the reason for that is it's like things will work out. There's an alignment here, but they're wanting you to focus more on your ideas, and they want you to focus more on your worth, that, and know that the situation will improve. You speak what you say, what you got to say, and then back off, because, and that's your boundary. It's like, I told you how I felt. I'm not, and I want you to make the choice to come over this way. I want you to make the choice to meet me halfway. I want you to make a decision to be part of whatever I need to do, because I see a life's purpose energy being thrown into the mix. Some of us could get distracted by other people, in a sense. Not saying that you're distracted by other people, but the relationships that you have may, it's like a distraction, truly, truly. Um, Especially ones that require, let me have it, come on, sit down, we need to talk. It's like, then you say what you got to say, and then it's like, okay, off to the races, you got some stuff to do, right? With the travel, right? Strength and Empress and Queen of Wands and Four of Cups, they're talking so much about how there's a situation that you need to reevaluate. You need some time to step back and reevaluate some things, right? And because there's a lot of different ways to do something. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different options in front of you. And it's almost to say process of elimination is the only way for things to work out. Like, you can't jump in and just go, yeah, just pick that cup, right? Just pick that one over there. It's like, let things fall away that aren't meant to be there first. So I'm seeing a space, that the space that you're giving anything, right? Whatever you're being presented with, you give it some time. Eventually, the problem will solve itself. Don't go in and try to do anything to fix it at this point, especially if it's a problem that's just like, whoa. The boundary is, I'm only going to deal with something if it allows me to be my real self. Like it only if I can actually be who I am. And especially in relationships, I'm seeing that people could be confusing. They're not presenting their real side. They're not coming forward with their real intentions. And it's like, okay, you have hope that they will. You have hope that they'll see your worth, but you've got to see it, right? So I'm seeing angel number 222, and that usually is a number of alignment, connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, the balance of life choices, and all that good stuff, right? But it's a question. How do you move forward towards your life's true calling? What do you do? You've got to do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps things going, and it's what keeps you going. So if you cannot be in a situation that's enthusiastic or optimistic, they're asking you to give that space. Okay, if you can't, if it's difficult to stay in an optimistic place and to be enthusiastic moving forward, especially with people, it's time to back off a little bit. Allow some things to happen and fall away, right? Follow your interests, especially if it's like, oh my gosh, that, look at the, well, except if it's the red balloon in the drain ditch, okay? Like if the clown comes up and is like, look, a red balloon, come on down here, then no, we're not following our interest. But follow your interest, because that is the fail safe that spirit gave you before you came here. It's like, how will I know what my interests are? I mean, not my interests, but how will I know what I'm supposed to do? Because it seems like my life is completely fraught with like, this distraction, this person, that person. And they're like, oh, it'll be easy. You'll be so interested in it. You won't know why, but this is something that really gets your goat. This gets you going. Oh, okay. So you get here, that's boom. Follow your interests. Okay. A lot of your interests are rooted in your ideas. You may see something that others don't. Okay, your imagination may wander, and so the consciousness of lack with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles is like, you may lack the exact words to say, or the exact, like the details. So it's important, even if it's a broad stroke, just express your feelings. Honestly, discuss how you feel, because if it's feelings and not facts that you could express at this point. So it's important to just come out with what you got to say and allow someone the space and time to really get the facts together to tell you that, what's up. It seems like someone doesn't have, they're making sure that the facts are fuzzy. Discovery is the 10 of Wands and the Lovers, and a lot of this discovery, your intention is to figure out what the heck the problem is. Why is it so hard to make a decision, right? And you will find that out. Just be yourself, focus on you. They're asking you to take yourself out on a date. Like, go out somewhere, get away from the situation. I'll be back, I'm going to Starbucks kind of vibe. The Fool here twice with the Loving Man. This is a person who's just grabbing at straws. Loving man's not gender specific, but this would be a person that it's important that you say how you feel, because this person is kind of impulsive. I'm seeing them being indecisive. And so it's important you say what you got to say. It activates a more cooperative energy, a more diplomatic energy, because they realize this is how Cancer feels. Okay, I need to come in with a balance. I need to start over, start fresh, be different now. But they won't be that way if you're berating them. Like if you're standing there, you're like, "This is how I feel. Now tell me what it is." They're like, "Tell them how you feel and go away. Go get away from them. Let them feel the imbalance that they feel when you're not around. Get them to miss you. There's a missing energy, so they're saying leave, and that could be in any parameter of relationship. It could be at work. It's like you let your boss know how you feel. You walk away. Not to say that you're letting them know how you feel by going off and all this stuff, right? But it's it's a vibe of like there's a conflict. I feel that there's a conflict. I'm not really sure what it is, but I gotta, you get back to work. Focus on what interests you on your job. Oh, all of a sudden it's like, you know what, I really feel the need to straighten up this or that. I feel the need to do XYZ. And what ends up happening, it's so strange how these serendipitous things happen. You go and you're like, I'm just gonna focus on what interests me. And then you go pick up a box and something falls out, and whatever falls out, it's like, oh my gosh. Now you need to do research. You're on Google, and then boom, all of a sudden now you have discovered something, or you always knew this was what it was, kind of vibe. I always knew that this was going on or that was going on, not necessarily pertaining to the person. It's something to do with your life's purpose, so it's not about a person. And then boom, before you know it, you've opened the Pandora's box of like why the pyramids are good and all this stuff. There's something about you needing to know these things or follow your interests. Okay, this person will come back in. The fool will always rush back in. So it's to say that they would miss the fact that you were a valuable asset to something, whether, like I said, no matter what the relationship was, whether it's platonic friendship or coworker or employee employer energy. You need to aim for what you want, believe in yourself and something else, and that is your boundary. My boundary is I told you how I felt, but I'm not going to sit in this tense environment. I'm not going to sit in an environment that's going to have me more focused on you than something that really would actually interest me. There's something in your day that's going to lead you to the promised land of something, to be honest with you. So electric eels may be important as well. I'm seeing electric eels. Brown, the color brown is a color that will help one to establish a boundary. Um, yeah, I'm seeing that there for sure. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. We have Leo, Gemini. We also have Aries really strongly. Let's see, Sagittarius is here. Another Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Capricorn or Virgo is here. The only signs I don't see are, the only sign I don't see is Aquarius. You could primarily be dealing with an Aquarius, right? So if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.